Welcome back to the News from the Real World podcast. I'm Quinn.
I'm Jess.
I'm Jody.
And this segment we're starting off with a little Pittsburgh tale. Have you guys heard about the August Wilson Center?
Who hasn't heard about the August
Everybody
Wilson
knows about this. So basically there's a big feeding frenzy over the August Wilson Center because it's gone belly up and there's a lot of money that's owed. And this is from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette by Bill Shackner, not to be confused with Bill Shatner. It's an editor pick entitled Ideas Abound at Public Meeting Held to Save August Wilson Center. So yeah, what do you guys think? Everybody wants a piece of the August Wilson Center.
I know,
Public
especially
schools
the Carnegie Mellon School of Drama. We need a downtown venue.
They kind of floated that idea in the
Yeah.
article. Yeah. What do you guys think of that? Should Peter? Should you start raising funds to?
Capital investment.
Capital improvements.
Seriously. You only need about $40 million, Peter.
Oh, we got
Start
it.
raising
how
it.
much do they
We
Hopefully
have that
you'll have that.
automation equipment.
Yeah.
You'll have that centennial money coming in no time.
We can have our showcase fundraisers there.
Everybody seems to agree, though, that the center should remain as a facility to honor August Wilson and continue to honor his legacy, as well as serve the community in some way. It's obvious that it should stay some sort of art-making center.
Yeah.
A venue, but the public schools are maybe trying to.
I think it's really bold that the public schools want to take ownership of it, especially given the proven financial struggle. Like, how is the public school system supposed to support this? And what I found interesting about the article is that everyone was so unanimously, it seemed as though everyone was so unanimously like, yes, Pittsburgh Public Schools should do this.
Right.
But there was the contradiction of how the bidders wanted, I guess it was the sellers wanted a private bid, and everything public schools do has to be very
On
on record and public access and
it's public funds.
yeah, absolutely.
Sadly, there were no comments.
No
from
comments.
CNU,
No
which is a comment unto itself. They floated that maybe an expansion of Kappa as a possibility for that space, but I don't know, it's all up in the air, and there's a lot of money that's owed on the space, so somebody's
I think
got
that's
to
I
pay
think
back
that's the
some
problem.
debt.
Is it's not only the committing to the financial future of this space. It's the taking over the debt. You're buying out someone else's mistakes, right?
Yeah.
You're not only buying
essentially.
the center, you're also buying its past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did float the idea of either they've approached the Pittsburgh Cultural Trust, several foundations, and also they've floated the idea that one of the local college or universities with strong
Performing arts.
performing arts program.
Maybe we could split it with Point Park.
There you go.
all
It
the
makes
duck
sense, though.
money. Think about it.
Makes sense for everyone to go in on it. Everyone get a little piece of the action, and
Yeah.
then you can save it.
There you
I
go.
don't know how. Yeah, but the logistics of actually sharing it with another university, how we schedule things, how they schedule things,
Right.
who takes care of this piece of equipment when it breaks.
It would that'd be a big headache.
We can't even manage the use of genies among 3 spaces in our own building.
Right.
Like,
And of course then you have how many productions would, take CMU, how many productions could we conceivably put in there in a year?
well, not just us, right? The School of Music.
School of Music, okay, that's
And-
2, but how many, really? It would take a large production, and how many of those do we do a year that our facilities now can't
But
accommodate?
it's proven we've already outgrown our own space, right? Because we're at the warehouse now. So maybe we just.
Well, the warehouse is kind of for a different type of theater venue, too. It's in its own logistical issues. And it's meant as a real training ground, particularly for the directing program.
That's kind of arguable.
Arguable,
That space
yeah.
was never meant to be a performance
Well,
space.
and that's the
and
idea.
It has turned into.
That's the idea,
Because that's what we have access to.
and also because young directors coming out of this program are going to be working in very unconventional spaces. I know.
I'm not saying we should ditch the warehouse.
Oh, no.
No.
Okay, don't ditch the warehouse.
I'm not saying that.
Joke.
I'm just saying.
It's
No,
great.
it's
I just
absolutely.
don't want to work there.
I didn't even say that either. I don't mind working in the warehouse.
Well, we digress.
We
anyway.
digress.
Yeah, sorry. Next up, it seems like every week we have an article that has to do with some big, terrible attraction that's being created. Take it away, Jess. Tell us about Titanic.
A Chinese theme park to reenact Titanic iceberg collision. This is a student pick from CNN.com by Grace Fang. Basically, a Chinese theme park is building a full-size recreation of the Titanic based off of all the plans from its sister ship, the Olympic, and they're putting it on a river, and they're using like all kinds of special effects and lighting and sound effects
And hydraulics.
Yeah.
to recreate the crash of the Titanic in this river, and it's going to become this big audience attraction, and
Some
people are
say
gonna
it's
go,
in bad taste.
they're going to get to ride the Titanic as it sinks. I
think that's a horrible
I think it's an awful
idea.
idea. But I can't imagine who came up with that and who thought that was a good idea.
Well, no, but honestly, like something that has this device that has to make this plunge over and over again. How's it going to look new each time? Like, imagine the maintenance on that.
Well, I mean, Walt Disney World does that all the time. They have, what's that one ride? There's the ride with the subway, and the subway falls apart, and then it's like this earthquake. I don't know what but like, you can make it happen, you can make it look good, and you can make it look real, but my question is, who decided that was in good taste to take this tragedy?
Is this really because the movie is still so popular?
Are they going to roll with the movie soundtrack? Like,
I don't know. Let's see. We have a particularly long comment, but bear with me here. Sarah Keller says, this article is actually kind of disturbing to me. I feel like people sometimes forget that the sinking of the Titanic was a horrible tragedy where 1,500 people died, not just a James Cameron film. I feel like this really speaks to the effect that movies can have on our collective understanding of events. Because of this movie, the first thing people think of when they think of the Titanic is romance, not tragedy. They think of two people falling in love, not 1,500 dying in freezing water. This seems like a perfect example of this. The fact that someone thought this would be an appropriate theme park attraction seems incredibly disrespectful and disturbing. I have to say, I kind of agree.
There you go.
There was another comment. I did not. That one was very long. But comparing this to 100 years from now, someone creating a theme park event of 9/11.
I was about to
gosh.
say something. I was actually just about to say something like that.
Yeah.
When you put it like that, this is the gateway for turning tragedies into attractions. I didn't think of 9/11, but I thought of Columbine.
You know, you know what? That gets me thinking. That's I could totally see that happening in 100 years. If we reenact Civil War battles
scary
now,
thought.
why?
I mean,
Why
there's
won't
a
we
difference.
reenact 9/11?
I feel like there's a difference between the
Terrible.
educational value in reenacting a battle, though. Maybe that's just me.
Have y'all? I don't think have you been to a Civil War reenactment?
I've seen
I've
one.
been to
seen one.
many Civil War reenactments.
Okay.
Yeah, I have.
Okay, because I don't think they're glorifying romance in these Civil War.
Are you
no,
kidding?
definitely
No, they're like nerds.
Yeah.
History
They're
nerds.
having fun.
Yeah.
They're history nerds.
But the
And-
great thing is they then go talk to the public and they teach them about everything they're
I
doing.
guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
I feel like it's in poor taste, and who knows what's next.
Exactly.
I'm with you.
Moving on. We have a theater article this week, and
I was actually, who liked it? I liked this article. So we have Broadway expands its green practices to theaters across the U.S. This is an editor pick from EcoWatch.com by Brandon Baker. And basically this article is about how Broadway has collectively formed an alliance to take major steps in going green in their facilities, and now they are trying to expand those practices and share them with theaters and regional theaters and places across the world. And so some of the things they've done is replace their marquee bulbs outside with lighting that's like more efficient, saving about 700 tons of carbon emissions per year. That's pretty cool. Each show has a green captain, somebody who's...
I thought that was really interesting.
How much does that cost them, you reckon?
I do.
I don't think it costs them anything. I think it's. I imagine that.
Well, I mean, they
volunteer
compared
for
it to
that.
having like a fight captain or a dance captain, which is an extra cost.
Yeah.
And they also kind of.
I imagine it's volunteer.
I imagine at this point it's.
I would hope that it's
Yeah.
all.
I wonder.
It's gotta
I
be
wonder if maybe
volunteer.
in the future this would be something more equivalent to that.
I think it depends
like
on
an
what
equity
the
deputy. who
yeah,
gets
but I think it depends on
compensation.
what this person's responsibilities are, right? Like if they're to monitor and they're supposed to report, oh, we didn't take, this institution didn't take out the recycling this week, like.
But like
you know,
some
it's-
big names have have
Yeah,
served
they
under
talked about
that.
Bryan
Yeah, I
Cranston
guarantee
and-
you that it was a volunteer position.
Yeah.
Or Bryan Cranston just shot a little video or something. Like, oh, put your trash.
But I think
in
this
the
is really
bucket.
great, and because all you have to do is pull up a dumpster or look at a dumpster that they pull up here after every single strike to know how wasteful we are. I mean, like we chop through Luan like it's going out of style. That shit comes from the rainforest.
But that's not just only CME too.
No,
since
I know.
I got into theater at such a young age, everyone has always said, theater is not a green industry. Don't come into this thinking that you're going to save the environment because
Yeah,
you're not.
That's true.
And-
We go through a lot
yeah.
of them.
I mean, and paper.
Yeah.
I had first
Look
rehearsal.
at this.
I had first rehearsal yesterday. I personally on Sunday when I was in here copying, I was like, well,
Yeah.
if Purnell
There's
isn't
those
taking,
7 trees.
I was like, if
Even
Purnell isn't taking for
though-
shortage tomorrow, I know why.
There's still so much we do now is, electronically. I
Mhm.
mean, we've definitely cut
We're
down
a
on
lot
that
better
the
than
last
we used to be.
Oh, for
decade.
sure.
Can you imagine
Yeah.
putting out 30 rehearsal reports every
Oh,
night to put in
gosh.
people's mailboxes?
Oh,
And the number of shows we do, that would be
Yeah.
like six shows or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, some student comments. Bear with me again. This is kind of a long one, but I thought it was rather thought provoking. This is from Clayton Berry. This is a very encouraging article, and it's nice to see that it's not a new entity, but one that has been making quantifiable progress over the last half decade. From the looks of statistics, the BGA has been making irrefutably significant alleviations. That said, I'm not seeing any change in the actual culture of consumption and waste production on Broadway. Just a more efficient way of doing it. All in good time, I suppose. I'd like to have seen a way where theater patrons can get involved, or at least become more aware of the changes being implemented. If theatergoers were conscientious of Broadway's striving for greenness, perhaps their participation could be utilized. All in all, it's great to see a change in sentiment and is redefining Broadway's inefficiency, and I hope it keeps going.
well, dude, I don't see the patron as really the cause of a great deal of waste in Broadway theaters. Are
No, but
they?
I think he's right in that it can help promote awareness.
Yeah, certainly.
We get our
I got
patrons
you.
involved. We get patrons involved in other ways. I think it's more. I think it's more about awareness.
I think he's also right, all in good time. I mean, baby steps. We're
Yeah.
not going to go from being this huge wasteful industry to being green overnight.
Right.
Look how long architecture and companies have been trying to go green. It's been years and years and years and years and years.
Truth.
Well, that concludes this segment of the podcast. Come back and join us for round 3. I'm Quinn.
I'm Jess.
I'm Jody.
See you soon.
Oh.
I didn't miss him hitting on you anymore while I was gone, did I?
No, we were